In this video, we're talking about feeling and thinking as healing and support. What's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. So in this video, I wanted to talk about feeling as a healer and thinking as a supportive function, not necessarily healing. So I'm going to break it down a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about the judging functions, what feeling is doing, what thinking is doing, and why I consider them to be as I've just said. All right. So the judging functions want to make decisions. They want to make the rational approach to something. Feelings can be rational as well. Feeling, the function of feeling is the one that organizes and defines and makes decisions based on the understanding of feelings. Not necessarily, I'm happy, this is what I'm going to do, but like I know what it's like to be happy, and I know that this person is not happy, so I'm going to make an intentional decision to use happiness as the key to unlock this proper decision. I hope that made sense. So feelers usually come out with this more personal approach to decisions. They're more focused on the human-centric side of things. How is my decision going to impact somebody else? And because of that, it's often focused on harmony. It's trying to build harmony, whether it's outside yourself with extroverted feeling, like the unifying cleric style, that RPG character that I consider, or if it's more internalized, internal alignment, having all the voices working together, all the different characters within you working together to get towards a goal, like the reflective druid is trying to do, where it's looking into the essences and the motivations and the identities of people and things, trying to make sure that that harmony is maintained within or without. Okay, so because of that, I consider feeling to be healing. I also imagine that it would feel warm if you were to get healed. However the healing works in whatever game you're playing, I imagine that's warm, right? That's gotta feel good, right? And feelers are generally a bit warmer than thinkers. Not everyone. Introverted feelers kind of have this, on-off switch as well, but there's this desire to be more in touch with people when you're making the decisions, right? We're talking about the decision style, the judging function. Thinkers, on the other hand, are usually more like they're looking at the data, the information, the metrics, and seeing if it gets to the goal that they want it to get to, right? If I want to do this, then I can look at this resource and this resource and this one and this information and put it together and like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's a proper way to get to this goal, right? Or internal understanding of the data points and like sectioning off different bits of information to try to understand how it works, and then expanding out to make sure that the whole system remains in integrity and that it's a correct choice. But because of that, I don't consider that to be healing, right? That doesn't seem like it's interacting with the person by looking at their health bar, as I would imagine feelers do. Looking at it and saying, this person needs a little bit more care, support. This person's dropping down in health. I need to do something proactively as the unifying cleric, or do something maybe inspirationally, or try to bring out some sort of healing within the other person, as introverted feeling does in its wacky ways. So thinking doesn't really come off like that, does it? If you have some analogies and connections for it, please let me know. But this is how, in my opinion, a lot of thinking can come about in a supportive way. Not necessarily healing, but like providing the strategy, even boosting morale in a sense, because you can delegate as the strategic commander, for example. You're delegating and you're saying you should be in this position because you're good at it. This is your skill set. This is your wheelhouse. You can do this. That's a form of support, right? Providing the schedule, right? Making sure that they have the resources they need. Giving them ammo, for example. The analytical wizard, although this kind of sounds strange, but the analytical wizard, I feel, is always like providing people information bullets. Like, this just doesn't connect at all with the analogy of analytical wizard, but it's more of like a technician, like supplying them with the tools, the information that they need to make a sound, proper, clear, concise decision. I feel that that's something that ETPs do really well. Of course, ITPs do it too, but when you're trying to support somebody as an ETP, that's what you're bringing to them. You're giving them information. You're giving them the correct definitions, the correct wording for what they're trying to do, the correct information. Like, this is what you need to get to your goal, to get to your result. Whereas like an ITP or an ETJ doesn't necessarily focus on using thinking as the supportive function. You know, they're bringing in extroverted intuition, extroverted sensing, or for the ETJs, it's introverted sensing or introverted intuition, which I'm not going to get into, but you know, it's a different style. But what I'm saying here is that feelers, I consider to be healers because they're looking at the health bars, they're looking at the human aspects, they're allies, the internal harmony, the external harmony. They're making sure everybody feels good in a situation in their own way of going about it. Thinkers bring that out, bring that support out through the auxiliary function. Okay, so that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. I'm working on pushing out a bunch more ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I don't necessarily make videos on most of them, maybe like 10%, right? So I'm thinking that it might be good for me to just make more videos, to share these ideas with you, let myself talk them out, get some of those ideas out in the extroverted, intuitive realm, and see if they resonate with anybody, see if it helps. Because me just sitting on the ideas and playing with them in my mind doesn't necessarily help anybody. So hopefully it does. It's going to be a little ranty or rambly at some times, but that's what it is. So I hope it helped. Please let me know if you have any comments on my structure, my approach to this, or your thoughts on thinking and feeling in general, or as support or healing characters. All right, if you're a thinker, please let me know. If you consider yourself to be a healer, awesome. Let me know. Let me know how that analogy works, that metaphor works within your mind, so that I can bring it out and incorporate it into the systems that I'm making. All right, so good luck, have fun. Thank you very much. Peace.